does his job, right? It's like the perfect package in a player, good teammate, really good player. I would say to a large extent also an innovator, right? He had like his own hero pool that he made popular. Keeper of the Light, he played an insane Magnus, which kind of got him discovered in the first place as a pro player. So he's not afraid to try new things and do his own things. As far as Saksa goes, he's also a comp player. I think he's a bit, I want to say probably a bit more quiet than GH. He's just very, I don't know if stoic is the right word. It probably isn't. He's just like a very calm force, which is also great. Once again, somebody who can control their nerves and just play solidly under all circumstances. So yeah, I mean, both players for me are amazing. Very good.
Yeah, and Saksa's also had lots of experience playing at the highest level. You know, he got second at TI in a position where their team didn't expect to do super amazing at TI. And I think that it's obviously always been a big goal for him. He's always been on the top of the leaderboards in Europe on many, many different accounts. So he's consistently shown that he's a top level player, but he hasn't found a really good success in the last couple of years, but OG still recognized his talent, and it's not a massive surprise that they snagged him. He had a bit of a downturn in career the last few years, but it, like, OG grabbing you basically just gives them your gives the person their blessing, knowing that they recognize his skill and that he's worth having on the team, and he's going to perform really good all the time.
Yeah, Kuroki actually mentioned Saksa, that was a while back before even he was on Chaos and got second at TI with Weeha on the same team, by the way. It was Kuroki that said Saksa is the most underrated player in Dota 2, and it's good to see him getting some extra street cred. I think that's what you call that, Purge. I mean, being on OG just gives you that credibility to say, hey, by the way, I was good enough to be on the 2 TI winning team. Unfortunately for him, also no TI this year around, and it was Saksa that tweeted out that he was very disappointed for that. It's kind of, you know, he is a very quiet person, so it was kind of unfortunately funny to see him tweet that out. Obviously the situation is not funny, but yeah, those were one of the first only few words we hear from him. We're gonna see what these two teams have in store for each other, though, because we are moments away from getting this draft on the way. There we go, powered by a Betway, and we got some first phase bans already going on. We got the IO ban, which I, by the way, put into the most banned hero of the day. How about you guys? Which hero did you put in?
I think I did Beastmaster. I think something like IO is definitely a really good pick, but I was not as confident, I guess, as somebody like Beastmaster. But
I think I put Lycan. He's been banned every single game. First phase.
Oh, yeah, Lycan was a good idea as well. We haven't seen him played yet.
But this could be
until now.
Yeah, it could. And we thought that yesterday. We're like, could this be the Lycan game? And then he was the last ban of the first phase.
Yeah,
in both
of the times. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it is possible. I think if Lycan sees one game, he will not be the most banned hero. I think there will be one hero that gets banned every single game. And for me, it's between Lycan, Beast, and IO. Probably one of those three.
That's fair. That's
if
fair.
not more than one. So, yeah. Let's hope OD picked something stupid.
Yeah.
Would you guys put in for most played hero of the day?
Oh,
let me check.
I put Bat Rider, and
that's a good pick.
I did it because because we see him all the time, because we didn't, but I felt like something you guys said earlier today as well, whereas like today we're gonna Bat Rider gets banned. Well, that's unfortunate. Today we're gonna see like the meta develop between these three teams, and we're going to see those changes more rapidly than what we normally see. So I hope that Bat Rider would be one of the new OP heroes, which apparently it is, but I made it to be 2 OP is banned.
I'm surprised it got first phase banned, actually, but Weeha has been looking really good for Nigma on that hero, so they don't take the risk. I chose Luna. It seems to be getting through the ban phase most of the time, and then it gets picked in first or second phase in a lot of the games.
Yeah.
It even had a last pick, I think, or a 9th pick. So I think there's a good chance we might see Luna as well. But hey, the story right now, Lycan is available.
Okay. Crush, Cinder, and Stream.
It is available.
That's the first time of the tournament.
Yep.
The first time Lycan got through, or Enchantress pick?
First time Lycan got through. Sorry.
Okay, gotcha. Enchantress is going to be a strong lane stabilizer. She does have some issues in the mid and late game, but laning stage-wise, she's pretty effective, so teams are still prioritizing her a bit. It's a pretty generic safe opening, but one of the big weaknesses is that you don't have very good gank potential as you start moving around the map trying to get kills. And Mirana's going to not only be a hero that Nigma has a lot of success with, but it's also going to be a decent counter against Enchantress, because you can kill the creeps that she takes over to try to control the laning stage.
And on top of that, you have insane magic burst, which obviously Untouchable can't really deal with this hero combination. This is the second time Nigma do this opener when they are second pick in this tournament. A lot of the time during drafting, the first phase, I would say most of the time is actually really difficult for the second pick team, just because you have only one hero to go by, and you know you're going to get counter picked into one ban. So having these kind of flexible openers where you're like, okay, we feel like we can go in different directions with this, we don't need to commit for anything. It's just a feel-good opener in this patch. It gives you stun, laning, catch, and team fight in these two picks. So I understand why they like it so much.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was really effective, the one match they had it before.
Yeah.
Even though the Sand King had a sort of mediocre laning stage, they just went around killing everybody constantly for the rest of the game and pulled out a guaranteed win, because it's so difficult to react in time for Burrow Strike into arrow combos, and Nigma has been executing them perfectly when they did them before, so OG's going to have to be worried in the mid game.
Shiva, I don't know if you have access to this right now. What's Enchantress's win rate? I feel like it's lost every game.
I'm gonna find that out for you, and I'm also gonna say
It
that I
can't
was
be
wrong
good,
by
at least.
saying that mid one's top TI rate was top 6. It was top 4 with.
Oh, he got
Fnatic
4th this
2016.
year. Yeah.
And also with Fnatic in 2016.
Oh, he's been twice.
He's been twice top 4.
True.
Been around the block.
And you did
I'm gonna
mention
look up
runner-ups.
Enchantress.
Is Weeha
I
the
did
only
mention-
two-time runner-up? I think he is.
2-time runner-up, yeah.
He's got second twice, but not one.
Well,
or-
the only one in this one. I mean, there's more runner-ups. FY, isn't he? Hasn't he been one runner-up?
Yeah, in this, yeah, it's true. There's more
You've been
than
in
him.
this series.
I think Funnick as well, right? Did he get second at TI2 and 3? Or was he not in Navi and TI2? He was,
think he
right?
was.
Can't remember.
Or was that Light of Heaven? Ah, man, I can't
think
remember. It's
Light
many
of
years
Heaven
ago.
was TI too.
It's many years ago. But there's probably another
I know
runner-up.
Kuro has
That's not
also
twice.
been second multiple times.
But he has also won.
Yes,
So
this is fair.
specifically somebody who has only been runner-up more than once. I think there's very, very few players that have
That is true.
managed that, which is still an incredible accomplishment. But you know you want to go the whole way. But
Yeah, it's weird to talk about that. It's like, you only got 4th. Like, wait a second.
Oh, you only won $750,000. That's tough.
Yeah,
man.
tough life.
Or however much it was. Yeah.
A ridiculous amount, yeah.
Or Spirit most picked hero. Yeah, he's been pretty effective. It helps that OG likes picking him in the first phase. They've been playing him as a support and a mid. Last couple times it was support, not mid. I assume that trend will continue, but maybe there's some specific thing they look for reasons to drop their Spirit in mid. Sind, it kind of feels like teams sometimes will just pick these flexible early openings, and then they will basically pivot it depending on, like, maybe is it like lane matchups typically? Like how important do you think it is for pro teams to like ensure that they have the ideal lane matchups? Because sometimes it seems like they force lanes that don't seem as viable in our game, like drafts that don't seem as viable, just so that they can win the lanes.
I think the secret game 3 from last night is a great example of how much it can matter that you have a very complex draft that's difficult to place for the enemy team, basically, where you don't know which hero is going where. Makes it really difficult to draft against, and then if you end up winning 2 or 3 lanes because of it, in this patch in particular, it seems to be really, really advantageous to come out of the laning stage with, even, like, at this level of play, even a somewhat marginal lead can be so impactful because the players don't make any dumb mistakes. Then having even a 1k gold lead in one lane can determine the outcome of the following 10 minutes, which leads to the inevitable victory or at least a Roshan advantage. So yeah, I think it's super important, and I do agree with you. Like we're seeing it a lot more recently. These flexible openers. I just think it's a sign of the times, right? The patch kind of demands it at this level of play when you get this far into the tournament.
This tournament, by the way, only 3 picks for Enchantress and only 1 win of those.
Only 3 games. I could have sworn I saw.
We've seen it banned a lot.
She loses a lot. Well, okay. Only 1. Did you say so? It's 1 and 2, or was it 1 and 3?
1 win, 2 losses.
Oh, wow.
3 games total.
Okay. Not too bad.
Not the worst, yeah. The Venge is telling of a nice combo hero. Maybe Luna is what we're about to see on the Enigma side. Yep, there it is. Very clear pick based on the Venge showing up. And they pick the Grimstroke to protect against.
Yay!
To get
Oh shit!
Dark Moon, and then we get a second Dark Moon with the Lycan. pick.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about this matchup. I feel like Lycan deserves a lot of talking because he's been banned every single game. I know we finally get to play him.
Yeah.
So what makes this hero so insanely powerful in this patch is I think he boasts one of the highest win rates in all brackets, or at least in the very highest bracket. He's incredible. So in this patch, Necronomicon is really good, and so is Helm of the Dominator. And Lycan loves buying both of these items. So he has this insane timing minute 15 to 20, where whenever his ultimate is up, it almost feels like he counts for 2 heroes in fights. So in the matchup against Luna in particular, you have a carry who doesn't like when people come up too close, at least early on. Luna wants like a BKB butterfly or something like a satanic before she can truly stand her ground. And Lycan is going to try to exploit that by just being faster, just running at them and fighting way too early. And Nigma had to have seen this coming, right? They let through the Lycan the whole way. They're setting up for a game where Lycan can shine. So I want to see what the solution is. If they think they could just stand their ground regardless, if their combo is strong enough that, okay, Lycan's going to run at us, we will stand still, cast spells, and kill him. Because once you start running away from Lycan, things can get dodgy really quickly.
Yeah.
Nice ban here, by the way. The Meepo ban is super valid in this game.
That's true. It's very good against Lycan to chain net him, prevent his high movement speed. Another nice thing about the Lycan pick is it's going to give you a bunch of summons that you can use to block arrow combos, so it could make Enigma's ability to initiate a little bit harder too.
Absolutely.
I mean, Luna does have some solutions though, because she has a decent amount of AoE with her Lunar Glaive, so she can deal with his summons, his Necro summon, his Helm of the Dominator, that kind of stuff if they need to. But it's just in the meantime he's going to be slapping you, so it's not always great.
And it doesn't feel good to glaive down the blue Necronomicon unit, right? You don't want to take the last will damage, so obviously
The red one.
The red one, yeah.
I think the blue one's the range.
They're both blue and red.
So
What?
really, you just didn't say anything good.
Yeah.
by
No,
saying
but the
blue
red
one.
one is the one that hurts.
They both hurt, Sheever. Whatever color it is, I know what it looks like. Yeah.
You just don't want to be wrong.
It's red blue. I'll give you that. It's maybe
Oh.
maybe a bit more red. Okay.
It's very
red.
entertaining how competitive both
is
of you
red.
are. That's, I think, the biggest lesson I've learned over the last week.
Purge.
with all
How about we
the-
settle on burgundy? It's the burgundy one.
Okay. That's fine, I guess.
Sick. So, okay, Kunkka comes out from OG. We've seen this hero in quite a lot of games in this tournament. Obviously, a great mid-game team fighter, good laner. I think having Ghost Ship against this Nigma lineup will prove to be exceptionally valuable. They have a lot of AoE damage that tries to clean up the team at the same time with, like, say, a possible Epicenter, the Eclipse, like you pointed out, Starstorm, Wave of Terror, everything just amping up and doing a lot of spread damage. I find Kunkka to be really good against the lineups that don't have this really hard single target, because, you know, if you spread all the damage around and everybody tanks basically twice as much, you end up not getting any kills during the run, and that is obviously a big problem for Nigma here. So
Yeah,
very good.
It's also really helpful for focusing and starting kills. We saw Kunkka played against Luna in a different match against Nigma. It didn't ultimately work out, but it can be great to start things off. And then there's a Huskar pick.
He is... You just know it's Weeha using that voice line. This is a pretty good Huskar game. The lane matchup is great against Kunkka. It's one of the few lanes that Kunkka loses on average.
It's not going to be Kunkka.
Yep, it's not going to be Kunkka anymore. Now it's going to probably be Earth Spirit or Lycan. Well, he wins all the lane matchups, I think. The AoE disarm is amazing against Lycan, so Inner Fire here will be very, very useful. I love the picks. I think both teams really showing some top tier drafting here. Don't have a particularly clear favorite at this point based on the draft, but Nigma with this last pick definitely put themselves in a good position, and they kind of needed that in my opinion. So using the last pick well, it's going to be an exciting match. I don't know if you have a clear preference here, but
I guess, yeah, there's a lot of really nice advantages that Huskar provides. That's absolutely true. OG's not always been the ones to prioritize, like, the lane matchups, but I just don't have massive amounts of confidence in Earth Spirit mid. It just always feels like it's playing from behind. So I guess if Sumail has a good game, and they can guarantee his lane, then in his mid rotations go well, maybe get a couple of miracle kills with help from the Kunkka, then everything could look fine. But Kunkka could also have a rough laning stage himself, so I definitely like the Nigma draft better. It looks a lot more clean and safe.
Yeah, looks like Betway also likes the Nigma draft a little bit better, as the odds were a little bit in
Thank
their
you,
favor.
Steve.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
I
find
mean,
out
well,
though who's
Fox,
gonna take the first
it's
game
a
of
Huskar
the
coming out as the last pick for Nigma, but they have let through that Lycan and into the hands of OG. Now, how do you sort of rate this from Nigma? Because as the panel said, surely Nigma knew this was going to happen when they leave this hero in the pool. Do they have a pretty good, solid response to the Lycan lineup?
Oh, I'm actually like listening to Cinder, and I was just like, he's literally pulling the words out of my mouth. Actually, I was just thinking like, I loved the entire draft from OG. I think it was actually super dominant, even with that Kunkka pick. I think this Huskar is pretty much the only X factor that brings it out for me for Enigma, because I feel like this Luna can just get run down way too often right now.
What you just said was incredible. But here we go. We're into the action. I can hear you now.
Alrighty, good
OG
morning.
versus Nigma.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm still sipping my coffee. You know, I forgot to unmute. I was saying pretty much how I agreed with I feel like Cinder and me and him, like I was having the exact same thought process. I loved the OG draft all the way through it. I think the picks were fantastic. I think this Huskar actually kind of saved the draft from Team Nigma. I was a little concerned for them because there's so many natural counters for that Luna. I think Huskar changes the whole entire dynamic of how the game is going to be played, because he's going to he's going to be this monster that they have to actually address instead of really being like, oh, we have to worry about Luna all the time. Huskar's going to set the tempo probably.
Yeah, and you'd imagine, I mean, this mid lane, right, he's going to have a solid start.
Yeah.
Like a Thompson Earth Spirit, that's not going to cause any issues for Weehar as a Huskar, right? We've seen already in a lot of matchups where Thompson, obviously very impactful as the game goes on, but when it comes down to the laning, especially on his Earth Spirit, he's going to lose out. And doing it against a Huskar, it's got the potential to be real rough in that mid lane.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching No Tail. I feel like he's going to influence this mid lane, because the thing about Huskar is sometimes you do get a little bit low when you are throwing your spears and you are harassing a lot. And Earth Spirit does have a mechanic that can, you know, take advantage of that. You can boot him under the tower, and then a rotation can come, and you can outnumber him. So that's something I'm probably going to be looking for, at least from No Tail, to do to help out Thompson a bit, because I think they'll need it. And that's a very OG style thing that they used to do in the past too, like just a quick 3-man rotation around that early 3-minute, 4-minute mark to help out their mid laner, to help out Thompson.
We'll see on the side lanes. I mean, bottom lane, Sumail. He's going to be on his own for now. We'll see.
Courier, that's how you help your mid laner in one step.
All right. No sale for Weehar. He's just going to have to rely on the 2 shared tangos of the Verifier for that minute. See what Thompson can do with this time as he kicks the boulder out and tries to get the creep wave forward in his favor, and will be able to do so with the big wave coming in and doubling up. So, I mean, as you say, you know, No Tail, he's looking out for his man in the mid lane.
It's still going to be rough for Thompson, but you're going to watch Weehad. Like, look at the HP he does get down to all the time. He's always going to be like half HP, something like that. So there's always there's a chance for them to boot him under the tower. He's still going to win the lane pretty handedly, though.
Bottom lane is the combo. They've done it so many times. Bow Strike Arrow, it's easy kills for Nigma if they're able to find No Tail spread away from the creep wave.
Yeah, I wonder if Mind Control opts to go for a Caustic or 2 in this lane too, since he's versus a Lycan, and the Wolves, you can just, you know, you can kill them a lot easier. You can clear the creep wave a lot easier to go for the Lycan kills. Don't see it too often, but a possibility. Mid lane. Thompson, he's got him under the tower.
He did get the kick. That's going to be a couple of hits, and that's fair fire.
He drops the stone to taunt him.
What else has he got? He's got a boulder in 5 seconds.
He eats the tree and he backs away.
Yeah,
but that's what we're saying. You know, you got to be careful under that tower. That's what can happen as a Huskar. Now, Sox is also trying to mess with him a bit.
All right.
Now Thompson, he's got his bottle delivered, level 3.
Yes.
Look at that, his last hits too.
Looking pretty good. 8 for 2 against a 6 for 2. As you say, yeah, Weehar has got to be careful on that, and that was Thompson doing that on his own. When we do start to see No Tail make a move over there, bringing in a creep, Weehar's got to be very, very careful.
Yeah, he's winning the lane now because of that. Look at those last hits. 11-3 to the 8-2. Very solid start for that mid lane. Bottom, I feel like it's still very hard for them to ever actually kill Sumail. They're going to get kills on the Enchantress, but Sumail, I feel like he's just going to free farm down here pretty handedly as this Lycan.
Yeah, no, and I'm excited to see what Sumail is going to do with this hero in this game, because as the panel said, it's been banned out so many times this tournament, and in pubs it is a bit of a nightmare. I mean, how do you rate this hero at the moment? Is Lycan just conceptually and in this meta, just without a doubt, the strongest carries to be right now.
I think so. I mean, like even from like 2 or 3 months ago or something when Howl was reworked, I just looked at Howl and I was like, this ability is absolutely bonkers. Like 18-second cooldown, you've reduced 40% damage. It's 8 seconds long. You reduce it at 2,000 AOE global. Like it's insane ability for me. And then just his natural toolkit afterwards and a Dominator is amazing, especially versus like a hero like Luna. You just beeline. Top lane.
Saxa is going to be able to get himself into the trees and he's able to turn, get a good nuke out onto the two of them. Mid one has Torrent back up. If he's able to land it, might find something, but Kuro won't be caught by the Torrent. Mid one still gets the kill onto Miracle though, as Miracle hangs around, and a Tidebringer, that suffices. That gets the kill. That's Miracle taken down on this top lane. Mid lane. Ooh, he tried. He tried tops and he went in. They were both incredibly low, but obviously when they're at the same HP like that, the Huskar is going to win out Weehaw with that 2 points in the Berserker's blood. As it's getting to the point, I think, you know, at this stage for Topson in the 1v1, even when the Huskar's low, alone, it's just unlikely that he's going to have the burst to kill Weehaw before Weehaw's able to turn and do so much damage back to him. Topson, we roll forward for this one. GH, he has got the mana for the arrows. He pops the mango. He's just got to look to try and line it up. Out it comes, makes the connection. And as soon as he's back to lane, he's dead again. 20 seconds out, and even when he's up, the TP's going to still be on cooldown. So now, I mean, he had a great start, Topson, in the way that he was able to even the CS, but we're now starting to see it sort of transpire. As you'd imagine, this Huskar is going to take the lead by quite a mile.
Yep. Yeah, especially with the rotations like that from GH. He's done this every game that he's played the Mirana. Checks those 4-minute runes. He usually gets aggressive wards down pretty early on, so he can make early rotations. Top.
Saxa tried to play an aggressive with the Ink Swell, but they're able to keep him at bay with the Magic Missile and the Lucid Beam. Mid-one lands the Torrent onto Kuro. Kuro sidesteps the Stroke of Fate, turns back to try and help Miracle take down Mid-one. Wave of Terror's out. Kuro, he'll be the first to fall, but this time they do get Mid-one in return. Miracle's going to look to chase down Saxa, and with the damage, one more hit will do it. Is he going to be able to find the vision? Saxa, whoa! Pause.
What the?
But I think, I mean, Miracle, he did get the attack animation started here, so I think Saxa's probably going to go down.
Probably. Kuroki can also still cut him off with the illusion a little bit too to get vision for another attack, perhaps. And he's just, I mean, it's Luna. No boots though. 325 versus 335, so.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, yeah, just before the pause, the attack animation had begun, but I don't know if it was just too late and Saxa is going to be able to get out of range before the hit comes out.
So we were mentioning a lot about, you know, a couple of these matchups and everything. I was saying Huskar, he's the one that can maybe change the whole idea that I had about how dominant OG's draft really was, but at the same time, too, I'm seeing how much free farm Sumail's getting. Yeah. This is a concern. This Lycan can just take over the whole game, because he's also, you know, versus Huskar, Lycan is pretty damn good. Sure, he has the AoE disarm, which can be a bit annoying, but you can play around that really easily, and you're just straight physical damage. Yeah, and when these sort of pushes do come in and Sumail's got the full army going with the Helm and the Necro book, I mean, how do you sort of rate Nigma's ability to depush lane? Like, what's the wave killer like? There is not much. No, it's just about taking a head-on fight. Maybe depending on Miracle's time, Mind Control's timing. If you can get a decent timing for a Blink Dagger, then it changes a lot of how they can set up and take fights around towers. But besides that, they don't have the greatest way of just like wave clear or taking a head-on fight. Yeah, if they're gonna go in to get rid of the creeps, they've got to do a fight with it. Yeah, they can't sort of sit back. They don't have any easy nukes to throw out and clear the waves without committing themselves. Yep. How's your morning this day on, by the way? Pretty good. You know, a little earlier start for me, which I like here in you, Tom. I know for you it was rather early. Yeah, 6, 7 a.m. It's okay. I see. That's not too bad. 7 a.m. start. Yeah, on a Saturday, you know. My Friday, I had a great, lovely Friday night. You know, I went out. No, it was good. It was good. I've been waking up pretty early anyway. The sun is blasting over here in New York, so. Oh yeah, I bet. Well, I guess in New York you still have its ups and downs, right? You get rainy days, don't you? It's not all sunshine in New York, is it? No. For the most part, lately we've had just radiant sunshine for the last few days. It's been pretty nice. And this is early start too, right? For you know, I know yesterday we were talking about how it was like 4 p.m. for me or 4:30 p.m., which meant for mid one it was super late. This is an early day for mid one. Yeah, I guess it. Yeah, no, this works to his favor.
Yeah, you're right. Mid1's going to be happy with this start time. Means that he's not going to have to stay up to the super late hours. You know,
Maybe.
going by if they do win this series, OG. He's good because he's got a long day ahead for both of these teams. Grand finals obviously being the best of 5.
Yep. How do we have for these bounties? Since we have one for one for one right now, and then I only see one spawn. Did one get killed? Did I missed?
There might be some micro taken down here.
Yeah, I think one of them maybe
Bounty.
got attacked or something like that. The one up top is still available. All right.
Who are we waiting for?
Weeha, yeah.
What's he doing?
Playing Oscar. He's having a good time.
He is, yeah. 2
Level
level
6?
difference.
Yeah, look at that.
I mean, at what point is Topson just going to leave this lane and just start to make plays elsewhere? Because I feel like even if they bring him back up, for them to try and go on to Weeha, it just seems like a recipe for disaster. Like, they can't try and gank the Huskar now, can they? Surely it's too late to make a movement mid with just a rotation. It's going to have to require like a full push from OG to actually run at this Huskar.
Yeah, or they might have to just bring 3 heroes or something. That the attack does get finished off up top, and Miracle nets himself that kill. And now, oh, look at Kuroki. Is he going to try to kill? Oh, I think he was trying to kill the bounty run. His illusion didn't last long enough, though.
Topson, resorting to killing some of the neutrals, knows that going forth to the lane is incredibly scary with that 6 online from Weeha. Top lane, Saxa back in action, ready to see if the 2 of them can maybe play into the tower onto Miracle, as Kuro's having to take the time to walk back to the lane.
We're going to quickly talk about Soxa too. Is we did get to see this done the other day, the Aghanims versus the Luna. He's got it immediately queued up on this Grimstroke. He knows what he wants to do with this game, so he'll have that Luna illusion eventually. And we're already talking about how strong OG's draft is in particular. Looks like they do have a very good idea of how they want to play this game.
Yeah, for sure. Letting the Luna through was definitely intentional. By the looks of it, bottom lane.
Bottom.
Ult has popped, and Mind Control comes in with the good old hard counter at the TP scroll. This ult will not find them any kills. Still, obviously, forcing the SK back is nice because Sumail can start to push in onto the tier 1 tower. Over towards mid. GH, maybe look to see if there was setup, but he's needed top because the dive's coming in. Topson with the rotation, finds Miracle. Enigma, can they take anyone down in return? Saxa does fall. Mid1 still with a lot of HP to go. He's looking towards Kuro. Kuro turns with a magic missile, but Topson kicks out the boulder, slows him down. OG get the 2 of them as Topson makes a crucial rotation, getting the double kill, realizing that the mid lane is not where he wants to play. It's time for him to start getting active on the map, and he's doing so in style already.
Yeah, and now he's actually hitting mid. He's about to hit level 6. He's got the Magnetize online.
And we are. It's going to turn jump with a life break to slow down Topson. There is 3 heroes here with the Inkswell on the Mud Golem. They're trying, but Weeha's able to knock it back with the inner fire. TP's come through. Kuro and GH, they'll look for the arrow. There's the follow-up after the magic missile onto Saxa, but Sumail, he's sending the army in there onto Weeha. He's actually going to try and beat down the Huskar, but Topson's lockdown. They'll get it. They kill off Weeha, and Sumail is even starting to chase down Kuro. He's well underneath the tower. Kuro turns, stuns the Purge Creep to try and get him out of there. Can you get the Purge Creep quite close enough? Again, he does get the slice a little too deep. So heads up play there from Kuro to turn around and stun the Satire Banisher to stop that chase from resulting in a kill for Sumail.
Kind of cool thing that happened there too is you saw Weeha, the life break, he used it to dispel off of the Magnetize off himself, so it wasn't able to be spread afterwards. He ended up going down anyway because the extra rotations, but yeah, just using life break to dispel that off himself was kind of cool.
Meanwhile, down on the bottom half, Mind Control was able to get the solo play onto Saxa. A little bit of return kill there for Enigma down on the bottom lane. 5-7 though, still very close opening. See some of the items being queued up. Topson, see what he wants to grab this game. Weeha is going to, of course, be going for the armlet and then into the... You would imagine just the halberd. This game's going to be very solid against Sumail.
I actually thought Topson would probably go for the halberd build as well. He's versus Huskar. It's just such a godly item. But he might go for... Who's actually going to go for the Vessel this game for them? They probably want to get one of those as well on their team. Oh, we'll see. Up to Topson, really.
Top lane. Dust onto Mind Control. Mid1 has got the 6. He's ready to throw the boat down. Mind Control is pretty tanky. He has a brace. It comes out with a bow strike. The boat comes in. Mid1 still trying to dive forward, using the Tidebringer, but it's not enough to kill Mind Control off. He's able to be fine, hold his ground. At the same time, Thompson will manage to get the kill there. They
Oh, he
also
finds Wee.
collapse onto Wee. Turn over to Kuro. And with the ink swell, OG's going to get all three of them.
Oh, that was a massive play by Thompson there. He actually just forced them all to chase him for so long. I don't know if the camera's looking at it down here, but I was watching it. He had the magnetize spreading on GH. GH tried to TP, and then, yeah, the rest of them collapse on top. That was really good play there by Thompson.
Mid one. Noto, they're still trying to go for mind control. They won't catch him with the torrent. And he's in the cover of the sandstone. The two of them, no detection left out. Noto starting to get himself some sentries and dust on the way. Weehaw comes in with the TP mid one. He's going to TP out, but he's X'd himself. So he, unfortunately, there's no way to break that X. He's coming back whether he likes it or not, but Weehaw's actually a little scared. Doesn't want to try and tackle him the second time, so steps back. Mid one will be fine. Turns over towards No-Tail as Miracle and GH look to re-secure this top outpost.
Oh,
the torrent heads up from mid one, stops them from grabbing him back before the 10-minute mark. Very nice as over mid one.
Yeah, beautiful torrent. And now that's a big advantage for them too, because if you look, that net worth advantage already at the moment, and they're playing a draft with a Lycan who can just really ramp up and take over the map, especially versus this type of draft like a Luna draft. He's going to be able to set the pace. I mean, like we said, it's really going to be up to Weehaw to be able to defend these next few moments to give that space for Miracle, but he's not looking so strong now.
They've managed to kill him a couple of times. These movements and Thompson getting the kills that he is. Top lane, this time around should be a much more solid attempt onto mind control. He's already a little low, but the bow strike does actually dodge the bow. The three of them will beat him down. They've got the damage between them with the impetus helping out. Mind control will fall, and OG can start to push onto this tier 1 tower top. They're getting the kills. It's now a 3k lead for OG. You know, they're playing faster and faster, and this is scary. It's a lineup backed up by Lycan. If they start to get ahead early, OG will be able to clean up the map pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I loved OG's draft till that Huskar, and right now, the Huskar is not really looking as strong as I thought it might be. This is going to be very concerning for these next few moments, because I don't see really how they take these head-on fights when you're going to start playing versus this type of an advantage of OG. When they have even like a Kunkka's boat coming on top of all of it with this Lycan just chasing into your backlines. And it's definitely a scary next few moments. As Miracle's not going to be able to join, right? Miracle's just going to be in the jungle, so they're going to be playing a 4v5 style that you know OG's going to capitalize on.
Oh, absolutely, and it's sure we've seen so much strength from Luna and so many victories. Miracle himself, you know, one of the players that's been doing so well. This game, though, is there going to be the time for him to get to the point that we've seen in previous series? I don't think so, right? You've let a Lycan through.
And they're also, like, you look at the items that they're queuing up, like I mentioned. Look at this mid one going halberd, Thompson also going for that halberd. They're already addressing not only just the Huskar, but the Luna too in later stages when they get these. It's a fantastic item for
mid one. He's going to try and set up here. TPs are coming in. It's a little deep, but they've got some out. Popping this shapeshift. They're ready to go in. Silence there into the torrent. Is there any safe for Weehaw? There is a swap off to the side, but Samel, he's just going to chase on forward. The inner fire tries to push them back. Weehaw finally goes down, though. They get the kill, and now with the rest of the shapeshift, they can just dive in for more. Samel chasing down GH. Kuro trying to swap his way back to safety, but it's into the stun of the Centaur. Kuro is dead. GH will live as he's able to leap up to the high ground, but OG, they're just running down Nigma. Mind control, he's turned up to the fight, but already there's 2 heroes dead on Nigma. He's got to be careful. Miracle's on the high ground. This is a disaster for Nigma. 3 dead. OG just running over them. They're speeding it up, and Nigma, they're just not ready for it. That pick of the Huskar, as you mentioned, that was meant to do something in terms of slowing down this sort of playstyle from OG. It's just not worked out. Mind control in the mid, goes forward with the burst strike, but they still have the numbers on OG. They can just stand on top of him. The stun into the Inkswell stun. It's another kill.
Considering for Weehaw too, he can't go in. This game might just, I hate saying this, but this game might just be over. If OG continues playing like this, there's going to be no comeback factor for Nigma. They're going to try to fight back here.
They're going to buy
mind control in, but
can they actually catch anyone? Thompson's already rolled out, and with the buyback, the tower still goes down, and Nigma can't get a connection on anyone. Everybody on OG gets out safely.
Oof, it's gonna start getting to desperate moments already in this early game here for Nigma. OG, they're not gonna slow down. They understand the pace of the game that they want to play, and I feel like they're just gonna keep running at them now.
Yeah, that level 3 Necro book, very close to being done on Smale.
Mind control, he's still so far away from a blink dagger, especially with that buyback now too. That was pretty much the one thing that maybe if he got it at a very early time, he could surprise them and get this humongous burrow strike epi. But that's not going to be the case. And now look, I mean, OG, this is the way they want to play. We were just talking about it, that they're not going to slow down. They're not going to give space.
Every time you see that on the shapeshift, 3, 2, 1, shapeshift's back online.
Yep.
They're instantly looking to make moves with it. Miracle, he's been found. The Inkswell on the invisible wall sets up for Miracle to be taken out once again. As OG sweep over towards the bottom, they're ready to push down these tier 1s as Kuro and Mind Control, they're trying to hold the wave out. Obviously, they'll be able to just tank this tower, take it without the creep wave. This tier 1 gone, no trouble at all. Saxa is starting to head down and scout things out at the same time towards mid. Thompson was eyeing up Weeha. It's Kuro. Does he want to try and go for the bite onto Saxa? Saxa is alone, so this should be an easy kill for Nigma. Finally able to find something. Saxa will show and will fall.
MC gets the kill. He needs to get like all of them. Him getting the blink dagger, I feel like, is like the only way that they can even try to take fights. GH, Moonlight Shadow.
Did have the dust and he's gonna find the hit with the torrent. Okay. Doesn't want to go further in. Little worried that more of Nigma may be hiding around under the cover of the shadows. And I think, you know, as you say, the shapeshift on Sumail. Where's he heading with this one? Who's looking for Kuro? Kuro's already out with the TP. He's going to start making a beeline towards this area that Miracle's been consistently farming in. Maybe see if he can catch him towards the end of this shapeshift. He's still got half of it left.
They're just going to dive him
in. The setup's there. Thompson already doing a hell of a lot of work to Miracle on his own. Miracle will TP out before Sumail and his army turns up. GH is still going to commit with the TP in to try and hold this tier 2 and push them back. The shapeshift does end, so OG will retreat. Looking very scary right now.
Just can't make any mistakes on Nigma if you want to try to have an attempt to come back here. I imagine OG's going to maybe back up here. They could look for a Rosh on that next Necro book usage. Right now, they're still trying to assert dominance, though. You see with the way that they've placed their wards, they want to take advantage of these. They're kind of trapping Nigma on their side entirely around these tier 2s, so they see everything whenever Nigma is walking out right now because of these.
And out they come. GH, Kuro, they'll go for the setup, but Thompson, quick with the roll onto Weeha. The boat's going to come crashing in onto Kuro. Kuro's going to be the one to go down. They cannot successfully set up onto Thompson. GH tries to leap away, but mid-one drags him back with the X mark. It's 2 more kills for OG, and I mean, that's 3 of Nigma coming out, looking to go on this Earth Spirit, but they cannot deal with him.
Miracle.
Going to be able to not land the slow. But Miracle is able to juke it, so Miracle will live for now. Thompson, all in all, having an excellent game. 7-2 and 5. It was a little bit of a slow start. Did die the 2 times in the mid lane, but we're seeing why OG love to get Thompson his mid-Earth Spirit. You know, you're not picking it to sort of smash the enemy mid laner in the first 5 minutes of play. You're picking it to be able to have this incredible impact, regardless of what sort of start you had in the early lane. His bottom, he's alone, and he is a goner. Weeha dead once again, heavily struggling this match. 2, 4, and 0, and like it was sort of the opposite side of things for him. He started his mid, kills off Thompson 2 times, but he wasn't able to do anything with that early beginnings. As he is now struggling, and as a Huskar, it's very hard for him to do much at all. Roll forward on GH. GH will pop the mech, but the damage, it's far too much from Sumail and his summons. GH will go down. Top lane Miracle and Kuro will show to start pushing things out. Saxa's going to TP up, and mid-one and ODPixel, they're on their way over.
No mercy. Don't let them get any space. They can just do this. They know that there's never going to be a fight in the next. I mean, there probably won't be a fight that Nigma actually has a good number to take versus them. Like OG can just take every fight, even if they have a number disadvantage like this.
Enigma's got to hide. Miracle hiding in the trees. Same with Kuro. Maybe they want to go for this. They do have the Eclipse. They do find mid-one out alone. He's able to get the halberd off onto Miracle. The boat buff as well is going to keep him fine. The Eclipse damage alone was not enough to take him out straight away. They're still going to try and chase, but backups inbound. Saxa turns with the silence, the arrow gets juked as well, doesn't hit on either of them. Saxa's in position for the two-man stun with the Inkswell. Time has been brought for Thompson and Otel to come on over. Miracle's gonna go down, Kuro will fall as well, and Mid1 survives with the help of his friends. Everybody lives on OG, and again, it's just 2 more kills. 20-8, 7k lead for OG. They've just turned up in full style today, this morning. They're going to be very happy with the results of the draft. They do get this Lycan, and that's the thing, you know. So for this whole game, it's not just the Lycan that's the problem, but it's just the fact there's a Lycan as well.
They want Sumail, but oh,
he's out. Mind control. He jumped forward. He didn't have.
Oh,
no, he's dead. He's dead. Mind control will try the burrow strike, but he's dead as well. Yeah, mind control, when they went for that, he just didn't have enough mana for the burrow strike as well. So nothing to stop Sumail from running away. It's getting painful for Nigma, this one. This one's getting painful. GH, he'll die. I mean, 19 minutes in, 23 kills. OG have just really hit it right this first game.
Yep, and again, look, just running directly at Nigma. Dude, are they gonna take the outpost? Oh, don't be bullies. Okay, they're not. They're just gonna take the fight and kill Kuroki. Goodbye, Kuro.
Just run away, Miracle, run away.
He got the, you know, Kuro guarded the outpost. He took it. They got the 350 XP bonus, but now Sumail into Roche. They're looking to clean this one up.
The Aegis, and well on his way towards the AC. It's Lycan, Sumail, 11k net worth. All 3 of OG's cores, as they have been for pretty much the whole of this game. At the top,
and
Enigma struggling to keep up.
Then we get some lovely Lakad Matatags, which I've missed quite a lot.
Enigma, what's the plan? He's got that halberd queued up, but he's still so far away from it.
I don't know what the plan is. I think the plan is, well, next game. Because this one, I just don't know how they can take any type of fight. They just don't have the damage. They just don't have the farm, and they won't be able to get it. That's the problem. OG, they're gonna keep running at them.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They should be. I mean, they'll probably be looking to close this game out, like we were mentioning, pretty soon here. GH.
Whoa,
he does the torrent for the vision.
Very nicely done from Mid1. As Mid1, you know, he's had some rough offlane performances, but this game, I've been probably his best of the tournament so far. 6-1 and 8.
Thompson.
As the offlane Kunkka. And Weehar's out. Every single time that Weehar's out alone, it's an easy kill for Nigma to find. Kuro's go with the TP out. Mid1, he's there just in time again. Another catch from the Kunkka as Mid1 sets up for Sumail to pick up the double.
And bottom, my control. Okay, he'll be able to blink and hide himself in the trees. Thompson was already on the prowl.
Well, here we go. Time to start poking at the high ground for OG. And just the 22-minute mark, Sumail, 500 gold, and AC will be complete on top of his level 3 Necro and Helm.
Yeah, it's pretty good item timings, you know?
Yeah,
not too shabby.
I don't think we're going to see Lycan again this tournament. You know, we sort of, I don't think we had, right? Did he get through in any of the games? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Also, like it's like Lycan with Grimstroke as well. It's just just an absolute beast. Like Invisible Inkswell is just insane, and I mean, yeah, just Lycan in general. 805, 200 last hits, set a flawless game, and it provides you so much. It's like a good laner, and then it also just provides you this beastly tower pushing. You'll never have to worry about objective taking when you have Lycan.
Top. Mid1 is going with the setup. They are trying to head over. GH will be able to juke it with the leap. Nigma is here. Do they want to try and help him out? GH, he's going to go down. They're now going to start moving. They've got the Eclipse. They're looking for Sax, so they'll get the one of them. They have got the control as well on the Mid1 with the burst drum. And Mid1, he's got a full BKB. We are judged forward. They've got the physical damage, and they'll take him out. Nigma finally able to move out and find some kills. Obviously, whilst this happens, OG
maybe they can fight bottom, too. They're actually going to come and try to set up.
First strike. Weeha. Sumail's got the shapeshift. So there's the backup 2. Thompson rolls forward. Weeha is quickly as he life breaks in. His own life gets broken. Sumail goes down, but he's got the Aegis. He's going to be ready for round 2. Thompson controlling Kuro on the back lines. It's a triple kill for Sumail. Nota just running from Miracle. The halberd upon Miracle as he's got nothing left to throw out. As OG yet again, they're just rolling over them. The top lane, there was a little moment for Nigma to enjoy getting some kills, but quite quickly the game resumes into the beatdown that it has been for the last 20 minutes. 14k lead, OG now up to the base and ready to start taking some of these towers on the high ground.
And now GH. I hope he'll be okay, but Thompson,
Willie
just beating him up a bit. Oh man, no,
he's not okay.
Oh my God, the impetus.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, they're definitely laughing about it a bit there, right? When you just like GH just gets. Oh, that's too good.
Well, quick game 1 to start.
Quick game one,
just get everyone woken up. We did start the day a little earlier. You know, maybe Nigma had to wake up earlier than they used to.
Oh.
They haven't had their breakfast yet. So we'll make sure they've had their breakfast before game 2.
Yeah, I mean, Lycan is just such a monster of a hero, and just they know exactly what they need to do when they play these type of drafts. Like they know they can just play a 5v4. Like when you pick, when they know when Nigma picks Miracle, this Luna, he's literally just gonna go to the jungle, so they can just play this super aggressive way, and it's not gonna be responded to in a very good manner.
Dire are scanning.
And this, I mean, it really has been, you know, a very solid showing from OG in this game. You know, considering some of the things that they're doing here, we've seen them try and not work out to as great effect. Like Thompson on his Earth Spirit, he's had some rough games in the mid. This game, he's been an absolute star. 9-2 and 17 on the mid Earth Spirit. You know, this is these sort of performances that are in mind when OG are drafting this. They know that Thompson can pull it out, and he absolutely has done here in this game. With the E-Blade,
look at this.
Messing around with Weehaw, mid one there, steps forward, the swap out will save him. Mind Control comes in with a Burrow Strike, but he cannot save Kuroki as Kuroki dies in a matter of seconds. Over they go towards Mind Control, diving in with the armies into the Sandstorm, but they've got the detection. The boat comes crashing down. BKB's popped by Miracle, but it isn't going to save him from the big bad wolf as Miracle goes down. Weehaw will be able to push them away with the inner fire, but they dip in and out with the Necro books, kill off the Huskar. They can go back towards the mid.
Tier 4s, I think.
And there's the Gs. There's the GG. Game 1, OG. They couldn't have made it look any easier. This was a very fast one. 26 minutes in, 23k lead. All around, excellent performances from the 5 of them. Nigma, they just didn't have the time or chance to play their heroes. They just got rolled over too early and too hard.
And it reminisces a little bit of, at least in this one, because of the way that